Hi, everyone. Um, I'm excited and very, very thrilled. She's already introduced me. My name is Harsh. I own a luxury wear brand called Harsh Harsh. I'm here to share my story of passion, determination, crazy ambition, and above everything, counting your blessing. Um, I think my story is very relatable because many of you dream and many of you want to achieve. I know that, whether you're a doctor, engineer, MBA student, whatever you are, but there's always somebody dreaming somewhere. And likewise, my childhood started. When I was very, very young, as far as I can recall, when I was maybe 4 or 5, I was always different, and I accepted my personality, my individuality as to how I am. I never followed norms, as to how people do things. I remember at the age of maybe 5 or 6, I started sketching, and I was very good with it. I'm naturally blessed. Um, I would just sketch. I would sit in one room. When my cousins would come, my friends, family would come, and they would go and play cricket or some sort of game, but I would choose to sit in one corner and sketch. Sketch garments, sketch my obsession with Sri Devi. I was crazy about her. So I was just obsessed. And I mean, people, my family, sometimes they thought that I was a little crazy because, as a boy, I was supposed to play cricket and I was supposed to do things, but I was different. I was like, why? There's no need to do things which are different, right? That was one beginning of mine. Um, I was horrible in studies, and I never wanted to study. I know it's very relatable to many of you who are here or somewhere else in this world and who don't want to study, but they are there because that's the way we've been brought up. You have to go to a school, you have to go to a college, you have to study. So I was also sent to school like anybody else, and I was so bad at it. I never wanted to study. I would bunk classes. I would, come up with excuses. I would have fever. I would puke. I would do anything that will hold me from going to school. It's not a good habit, but I mean, I chose to do things like that. Instead of going to a school, what I would do is I'll go to a park or I will go to a garden and I'll sit there. Sometimes I'm sorry to tell you the reality, but sometimes I would just tell my parents that I'm going, but I would actually going to a garden with my paper, pen, and sketch pen. I would just draw things. So it was very inbuilt in me. Um, Not only that, I mean, I would not want to dress up like other people. I remember, by the way, guys, I hail from a city called Lucknow. That is where I was born. But that's it. I think my dreams were bigger, and my family, my dad and my mom, my sister and my G2, they were so supportive of me that they pushed me further. So yeah, in that city where people were traditionally dressed, they were doing things in very conventional way. I was breaking the norms. Um, I would go to my sister's tailor shop and I will tell him, hey, you make a shirt for me which is different. I don't want to pick up a shirt or a t-shirt which is ready to wear. I would want to rather have 5 buttons on top, one cuff short, one cuff small, and things like that. So what I'm trying to tell you is that, many of you, who are doing things because their parents have told them to do things or the society has told you to do things, you don't need to. You need to find out your individuality of who you are, where you come from, what's your strength, what are your weaknesses. You may be even, I'll tell you the reality, for example, after, I mean, I was so confident at that age as well. I would just go and participate in a huge competition which would happen there. And I would participate in a singing competition because I thought I'm a great singer, you know. Then I would just go in a dance competition. I would not reveal this to my family. Obviously, they would not know, but I would just try to find out from newspaper, this is something happening somewhere, and I would go there and I would just dance because I felt I'm a great dancer. So I think you need to identify with yourself, explore yourself before you straight away after 12th go and say, hey, I want to do this, I want to do this. exploration is a very, very integral part of your personality development. So I did all this experimentation. My dad, who was so supportive, I'm so almost crying and emotional, but the reality is that my dad was the biggest strength in my life. So I'm so thankful. I'm sorry. And I, continued. And I went to even NIFT. I went to NIFT Delhi. And a lot of you don't know it's very tough. I was told that NIFT Delhi is very, very tough. But my dad dreamt for me, and I went there. I studied for almost 1.5 years there. And then I realized that that course is not for me. Just imagine. Like people dream of NIFT, and I went to NIFT and I felt that's not me. So what I'm trying to tell you is that, many will tell you things, many will say things to you, but you don't have to listen to anybody. You just have to listen to your inner voice, which I was led by. And I believe in the divine. Not only I believe, a lot of people look at me and they say, you're so hardworking. And I say, am I? I don't think I'm hardworking, I'm just sincere. Whatever I do it with sincerity and conviction. Whether I have to come here and share my life story with you, whether I'm packing one small thing, whether I'm designing, whether I'm sleeping, everything is to the perfection, and that's my personality. I went to NIFT Delhi, and I left the course in the middle, and I opted again for another course in NIFT itself, and I came to NIFT Bombay, and my whole family shifted here because of my dream. I continued exploring. As I said, that you have a lot of dreams, and sometimes you are very not certain about where you want to head. So you have to keep exploring. I studied, different things. I became the creative head of Catwalk. I designed shoes. I never studied shoemaking, but I did that. I did styling for MTV for some time. I did different things. I continued freelancing. I continued doing things. And I was very clear that one day I want to launch my brand. I was very, very clear. A time came when I launched my brand with the help of my family, my mom, dad, my sister, and my Jiju. And here I am, celebrated by the world. I'm thankful to where I've reached. And I always say to people, count your blessing. Instead of looking at what you don't have, look at what you have. Because everybody, you cannot never compare yourself with the world. Somebody has something, somebody has something. Your all fingers are not the same, so how can you even compare? You have to be happy with what you have received. And I always say it as an example. You go in a kitchen, you have 10 vegetables, 2 vegetables, 1 vegetable, whatever you have, come up with a creative idea and cook. And that's how you'll get the dish. So you keep doing that. That's life. Today, I'm worn by so many celebrities, so many people, so many beautiful women across the globe who wear me. I feel so touched when they come to me. Why? Because I made these clothes with a lot of love. They are made with a lot of passion. And when they accept me and my work, I feel so touched. I feel many of you who are maybe designers, maybe wanting to be creative, maybe doctors, maybe entrepreneurs, maybe somebody, many of you, sometime I feel, look at fashion as an exterior thing. They think that it's only on social media. It's great to look at it when you see it on a Bollywood star, or it's great to see it on, on a model, on a runway. It's great entertaining thing. But the reality is something else. Fashion is part of everybody's life. You please accept it. Whether you believe it or not, it's not a questionable thing, but it's a reality. It is truthful. You see the culture, you see our evolution. When Stone Age, cavemen, clothes were always a part of our identity. I think we started expressing ourselves because we had a great medium, and that is fashion. Whether it's religions, whether different religions, whether different political groups, whether you're professionally a doctor, a scientist, lawyer, whatever you are, your costume, your attire is everything. So I feel clothes are very, very important, and they have got history. You won't believe I was doing some sort of research, and I found out that, when you dress up well, many of you actually, it's a reality bite, let me tell you. Many times I see a lot of people don't take effort to dress up. They feel, I just have to dress up, I have to cover myself. So there's a lot of difference in dressing up and covering yourself. So many of you just cover, and I feel you should dress up. Dress up not for the world, for yourself. Because ultimately you're celebrating who you are, your individuality. Clothes really amplify your personality if you dress up with your emotion, you know. Dressing up at a time when you're feeling low is different. Dressing up at a time when you're feeling high, it's different. So dressing up is very, very important. I was again reading an article which says that it releases dopamine if you dress up well. And people also take you seriously, when you dress up well. Have you seen when you go to meet people and imagine you're going to a hospital or you're going to meet somebody and that person is not dressed up well. What is your impression? That person is so blah, right? So dressing up is so important. Your staff members will take you seriously when you dress up well. So dress up have had history, and you have to continue exploring and you have to continue dressing up. It's amazing the fashion is, Fashion is not, don't look at it as an external body. Look at it, make it a part of your life. I mean, gods dress up. When you go to a temple, when you go to a mosque, you see how small, small detailings are. So dressing up is a part of the practice. At the same time, I feel as a designer of today's time and age, I feel it's very important to be also very dutiful and very, very careful with what you choose. We are moving towards global warming. You all know that. So one is that you should stay away from fast fashion. I feel fashion is such a beautiful thing, but I also feel we must continue to be careful with what we choose. And that doesn't mean that you start becoming somebody else. A small, small practice can help you. For example, picking up things very attentively will help you. Instead of just going crazy with shopping non-stop because you found something at a cheap rate or whatever, you don't need to do that. Think 200 times, do I really need it? Will I repeat it 200 times? Can I match it with 200 things? All those kind of questions. Whether your mom, your sister, your dad, your relative, your friends, don't shop crazily. Shop things very attentively. At the same time, see if you can pass on what you have bought to people around you. If you've worn it, there's no shame in it. That, it's like a second hand or it's used. No. It's just a piece of garment with love, with that intention. If you pass it on to somebody, it's great. So I suggest also start practicing things like that. I think today the time and age has come where you have to be careful. We cannot promote fast fashion. Today my brand celebrates that, luckily, and I feel thankful to God. As I said, I'm always counting my blessings, and I thank God that God has given me that vision. My Timeless label is all about that. I like to make clothes which are something that, one can use a lot. They are a size inclusive, age inclusive, time inclusive, season inclusive. It's rare to find out things like that. I always say I make basics. People make cocktails and mocktails, and I feel I create water, So once you take things like that, they'll be with you forever. I, at the same time, feel that since I'm here addressing fashion, reality of my dreams and my story, I also want you to continue dreaming. Many of you who are in the profession of XYZ anything, chase it. If you feel your dream is not fulfilled, drop it. There's no shame. I failed 200 times. And I feel that also gives you confidence. It's all right to fail. It's all right to not win. But what is important is to chasing. It's like a mountain you're climbing up. You will definitely have short breath, full breath. You will fall, you'll sweat. All that will happen to you. But, continue dreaming, continue chasing, continue enjoying fashion because it's made for everyone. It's not only made for Hollywood, Bollywood, or for social media. It's for you, me, and everyone. The life is beautiful. Celebrate it. Enjoy fashion. Be very beautiful and learn to be very, very dressy because I feel it also talks about you. If you put an effort in dressing up, the world will put an effort toward listening to you. Thank you.